Hi guys, I'm Cole.
I'm Miguel.
And we're CoMi.
CoMi.
So tonight we wanted spaghetti.
Yes.
So we're gonna do
Mamma mia!
our homemade marinara sauce, which is super easy.
Yes.
But
do not buy jars anymore. It is way too simple to make your own sauce.
And expensive. You're basically paying for the jar.
Yeah.
So the basic ingredients, you can probably see a couple in front of you, but would you care to show them how easy it is?
Oh yeah. So you can get some fresh onions, some fresh peppers, some fresh tomatoes. We have some nice cherry tomatoes here. Of course, you need fresh garlic. But all you really need for fresh sauce is this, and that. Just some sauce, some paste, and some diced tomatoes. And that's all you need for some fresh sauce and a couple of dried herbs.
Yeah.
So it's just oregano, basil, thyme, and some red pepper flakes. And you will have a phenomenal sauce that is better than a jar. Do not buy jars anymore.
Yep. You want to go the basil route or garlic and basil or Parmesan? That's a good one.
Yeah.
You want to make your
Absolutely.
own homemade meat sauces. You just add all the same ingredients, but you brown up hamburger or brown up sausage or brown up lamb or chicken.
Oh, yeah.
We've done this with chicken, turkey.
Oh yeah, we do it with everything.
Perfectly amazing.
Tonight we're doing it with sweet and spicy Italian sausage.
Can't wait. And we're just going to serve it with a side salad, Italian side salad served with feta cheese. So super simple, super easy, super fun.
Absolutely.
Are you ready to do this?
I am.
Let's do this.
Hey guys, and we are back. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take care of our spicy and Italian sausage. So we have 2 spicy and 2 sweet Italian sausage. Now, these are raw, and normally what you would do is you put them in a pot of boiling water, and they boil for like 30, 40 minutes until they're pretty much cooked through, and then you can stick them in a pan to get a little crust on them or something like that. But we're trying to do this simple. One pot, super simple. So we're just going to take these out of the casing, and we're just going to throw them in there. We'll get some nice browning on the bottom of the pan for a sauce. So to take these out of the casing, you just take a nice knife, run it down the side. Run it down the side just like that. And then all you need to do is just peel off the casing. There you go. Just like that. Just get your finger in there and it should come right off. Now this is going to be, it's going to break down a lot like ground beef. So once you get it out of the casing, it's going to be super easy to handle and super easy to deal with. So you don't have to worry about, boiling raw sausage. That could take forever. So just discard the casings. So we always do 1 spicy and 1 Italian. Just because...
Like the mix.
Yeah, the mix is great to have 1 spicy and 1 sweet. And that way you get the heat. And it's not too much heat. Exactly. You get the heat and you get the sweet. So we're just going to peel these out of here. All right. There we go. All right. I'm just going to continue peeling these out of here. And when we come back, Nicole is going to chop some veggies for the sauce. And we're going to put these straight into the pan with a little bit of olive oil and start browning these bad boys up.
Hey guys. I'm back. So for the actual base of this sauce, it starts with tomatoes. So like we said, we have fresh tomatoes, so that's why we're using the fresh tomatoes. And we try to use them, when we have them, obviously. But a lot of the times we don't. So the cans work just as well. They've gone through the same processes as far as cooking, and they've, been sitting in the water. They're already softened up a little. So really, you can have this sauce ready if you did it by the can method in as little as 20 minutes. So we're not saying you have to let it go for 45 minutes to an hour, but the longer it does go, it does develop a lot more of those flavors. The herbs have a chance to definitely saturate, the entire sauce, and it's very aromatic. So the only thing I'm going to do next is just go ahead and chop up some of these tomatoes so that we can get them in the pan as soon as the onions are softened and the peppers are ready to go, and they'll be the last stage right before we add everything back in as far as the sausage some fresh parsley, and we'll be good to go for our marinara here. So I'm just gonna go get started here with slicing up some of the big tomatoes. I just have, these are the tomatoes on the vine. Again, just using what we have here. So my easiest way is I actually just pretty thick slices here. Just try to get them into thick slices. Now I know I left that piece in there, but when I go to dice it up, I just usually pull them out. I try to actually dice right beside it. And then, there we go. Out into the garbage bowl. These I'm keeping pretty big because it's not like a salsa where you really have to get a little bit smaller because, you know, it's got to get on a taco or it's on a finishing bite or anything like that. These guys are going to break down really nicely, so we'll let them do their thing. All right, so I'm going to keep dicing up my tomatoes here, and I'll be right back to show you what I'm going to do with the cherry tomatoes, just to make things a little bit easier and faster. So I wanted to show you guys some of these cherry tomatoes. See, we got one of those fancy packs that had a bunch of different colors in it. I will say that it is one of my favorite blends because you get a little bit of everything. You have your typical cherry tomatoes in there. You've got like the little Romas or eggplant ones, but they have like orange and yellow, and then some of the longer grape tomatoes as well. So it's a nice little mix of like everything. So when we do different types of sauces, depending on what you're doing, like if you're doing the fresh sauce without actually putting a can of sauce in it, there's a couple ways you can do these little guys. You can either actually leave them whole as they are and just put them in the pan. They will actually blister and open, explode essentially a little bit on their own. And that will actually develop some of those sauce-like qualities that you're looking for regular sauce. The other way to do it, the faster way to do it, we're doing it tonight, is I'm actually just going to be halving and quartering these little guys just to expose that inner flesh to speed things along. And then we're going to come back through and in the pan, as they begin to develop and start to blossom and open up a little bit more, I'm just going to basically push a back of a spoon down on them, helping them along to make that sauce, and then just let it go for 45 minutes to an hour until we're ready to eat it. All right, so come back here soon. Miguel will be showing you how to put everything together. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, we're back, and now we're gonna get our sausage going on the stovetop here. So we got a pot. It's coming up temp. It's feeling pretty good right now. So we're gonna put in just a little bit of olive oil. There we go. And then we're just gonna put our sausage in. So like I said, once you get it in, once you break it up, it's gonna act a lot like ground beef. So just put all that sausage in there. There we go. Okay. You can hear it starting to sizzle just a little bit. And then you just take it, your handy dandy wooden spoon that everybody's got, and you just start breaking it down just like you would a block of ground beef. Now, once we get in here, break everything down, everything's going to start to brown up, and it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to create a great, beautiful base for our sauce. So we're looking for those brown little bits on the bottom. So that is, it's technically called fun, but you know, the brown little bits that you get off the bottom. So after we pull this out, we have all those nice little brown bits on the bottom. Then that's what we're going to deglaze our sauce in, and it's going to be amazing. So we're just going to get this going. This is going to take a couple of minutes to brown all of this up and cook it down. So if you just hang tight and come on back with us, we'll show you how to put the sauce together. Thanks. Hey guys, we are back, and now we're going to get to chopping. So we have our sausage. It's fried up nicely. So now we're going to get to chopping for our fresh veggies for the sauce. First thing I'm going to do is a half an onion. So just peel this bad boy here. You know, and onions are always fun. You know, like you've heard Nicole say before, there's all kinds of tricks to, you know, how you should do it. You know, rinse it under cold water. You know, like she said, wear goggles. Yeah.
Hazmat suit.
Hazmat suit, exactly. But, you know, she also said you just want to kind of get through it as fast as you can. So just cut the tip off. Now, just go in through the sides. Make sure you have a nice sharp knife. Cut a couple slits in. We're looking for a nice dice. There we go. And then just cut a couple slits in the top. And then when you chop it, it will come out nice and fine. Make sure you keep those fingers, all those digits out of the way. So then you can just go in and you get a nice dice. There you go. See, isn't that beautiful? So this piece on the end, you know, just, you don't want to waste it if you don't have to, so just, you know, chop a little off before you throw it away. And then just put it in your garbage bowl. It's a beautiful thing. So, some pieces bigger than others, it'll be great for the sauce. Next, we're going to do some garlic. We're going to do about 6 cloves of garlic. We always love a lot of garlic in our sauce. So that's what we're going to do. You could, if you don't like garlic, you don't have to have garlic. You could do dried garlic as well. You know, however which way you want to go. But we like our garlic. So I'm just going to smash up a bunch of cloves real quick. Peel them real quick. Just smash those down real quick. Now this is 3 cloves. Like I said, I wanted 6. So we're going to go over here. Just give that a good press. Knock those cloves out of there. There we go. Get a couple extra cloves that we're looking for. I'm done peeling my garlic. So now I'm just going to run my knife through it real quick. Again, the claw. Always make sure that you're using the claw. That way you don't lose any digits. You know, just rough, I'm just running my knife through it, getting rough slices, and then I'm going to run it through again after I get a nice little pile of garlic here.
And even though we're doing Italian sausage, so it already has like a lot of these same ingredients in it. It's all about just flavoring, you know, building those flavors on top of one another. So if you're not a garlic fan or an onion fan, tomato sauce, marinara sauce, I should say, is very forgiving. So you can use anything. I mean, you can use carrots, you can use celery. The basis, of course, being that of tomatoes. But even if you don't want to use a sauce and you want to go a little drier, you can use the fresh tomatoes, a little bit of olive oil, maybe some sun-dried tomatoes. You can go with some Guatemala olives and do a dry sauce that way too. And just start adding in your fresh ingredients.
Now, we're going to chop up some chilies. Right here we have a serrano. This is going to add a decent amount of heat. So you can take the seeds out. All the heat lives in the seeds and the gills. Yeah, so just flatten it out. And just run your knife down it. There you go. And you can take all those seeds out. If a couple seeds are left over, not a big deal. You know, but there's a lot of flavor in these skins. So, but if you want to take out the flesh and the seeds and save yourself a little bit, that's perfectly fine. There we go. So we'll keep half the seeds in. So, and I'm just, again, rough chop.
Yeah. I want to taste it.
Yeah, we're just going to have rough chops throughout. It's going to be nice and rustic, super easy. Doesn't require anything super special.
Now, if that's not your thing and you like the finer marinara sauces where, like, it's, you know, you don't get big chunks, just run your knife through until it's super small. When you go to put it in the pot, it'll get even smaller, and let it go for about 45 minutes to an hour, and it'll just disappear into that sauce. There's no worries here.
Yeah. So that's serrano. Next up, we're going to do a jalapeno. Jalapenos, not as much heat as a serrano.
They can be hot.
So every once in a while, you can find a really, really hot one. So I'm just going to cut this into quarters. I'm going to leave the seeds in the jalapeno. And we'll see how hot it ends up being. Yeah.
So
again, rough chop.
I have a question for you. I have heard this through like rumor mill. When it comes to jalapenos, If you see that it has like the stripes on it, the striations, like it's kind of like it was bursting from the inside, I guess. They say that those are instantly like the hot ones. Is that true, or is that just...
That's what they say. I don't know whether it's actually true or not. There we go. We got our fresh veggies. This is going to be the base of our sauce. So we're going to throw this in the pan, and just come back in a minute. We'll show you how that's done.
And we're back, guys. So, gonna get ready to start the sauce itself. We've already browned our meat at this point. We've got everything chopped, ready to go. So, the first thing, the pan is already heating with a little bit of that residual that we had left over from the fat and the oil from cooking the sausage. So, I am gonna go ahead and add our veggies away from me so that I don't, end up wearing. I'm just gonna use my hand for this. That is the jalapeno, the chili, I believe, that we ended up going with, babe. Is that right?
The
And
jalapeno and the serranos, yes.
Yeah. So a lot of spice. They do have a little mild flavor in the background that's kind of sort of like a bell pepper when it comes to the green peppers. So I like to throw them in there because, again, we like the heat in our spaghetti sauce. So you do what you like. If you don't like heat, a bell pepper in this recipe is definitely a good way to go. And it doesn't matter what color it is. If you're going more sweet, go with the red or yellow or orange varieties. But definitely, if you're also looking for a little bit more smoke to the background, you can always use like the smoked or blistered peppers, I believe it's called, or the fire roasted ones. They're totally good in this also. It's all how you want to do it. I'm going to go ahead and get some salt. Get these sweating down. That is pretty much all the salt I'll be using for this recipe, but if you need more salt, taste it as you go. See how it ends up turning out. So close up here, just to show you guys, I'm just using the onions and the peppers basically to deglaze all those little brown bits too on the bottom of the pan left from the sausage. There's probably still a couple little pieces left in there of the sausage. Just want to get everything out there evenly. These guys are sweating nice and good. I am going to help them out a little bit, and I am going to add a couple shots of Worcestershire sauce. Just adds a depth of flavor in the back of the spaghetti sauces. I find when it comes to any type of meat sauce, vinegar, it has the anchovies, a lot of good flavors and spices, kind of like a cheater spice. Has everything in it that we're looking for. Now it's going to automatically go ahead and start darkening those onions. Not a bad thing. So I am going to go ahead at this point. We have these about half sauteed. They're just starting to get translucent around the edges. I am going to go ahead and put in our garlic now. Again, yes, it is a lot. We already got all that oil soaked up, so I don't have to worry about splashing this time on me. I'll just go there. Garlic. Probably for about like a minute to two. You don't want it to burn before we start adding in things like the tomatoes to kind of drop the temperature of the pan. Definitely something you want to look for. Keep an eye on that garlic. Man, is it smelling amazing in here.
Oh, it smells fantastic.
Oh, yes. All right, so it is a full tablespoon. And I'm going to do a little bit more because there's actually a little bit more left in this can, and I hate to waste it. So that's probably about the equivalent of 1.5 tablespoons. I'm going to move that around the pan. There's no liquid, so it's basically a paste. You're waiting for it to warm up. You're basically trying to cook out a little bit of that, no pun intended, tomatoey flavor, since it's super, super concentrated. In there. And now we're going to add in a good bit of water. That was for Kevin. Water with tomatoes here. So I'm not going to add my sauce just yet. If you guys are wondering who that is, it's my brother. Gotta give him, crud for, any possible reason or chance I get. Alright, so close up of the tomatoes, just to show you real quick. Everything's starting to meld very nicely. These tomatoes will start popping here very shortly. We are going to add some water to that just to help them along. Now you can also, if you wanted to, add a little bit of chicken stock. And, you know, if you have a beef meat that is going in here, red meat, you can add beef stock too if you want. We're just going to go with water because we are doing Italian sausage that was, you know, pre-cased to kind of take down some of the salt level in here. So we'll be right back to show you everything in here. So at this point now, you're starting to see the tomatoes. They're starting to open up, soften. I'm just going to use the back of our spatula, spoon, whatever it is that you're using, and just gently press down on the tomatoes, letting them kind of give up, you know, the innards and all that deliciousness that's going to make up the sauce. I'm just going to go through here, pushing down, not having to jam them down, so to speak, because I don't want them to totally break down. I like that texture of having the tomatoes in there, still somewhat kind of whole. And if you have a couple in here that haven't or don't want to give up, push a little harder and they will, or just let them go a few minutes longer. Alright, so with that done, still some nice big chunky pieces in there, which is good, because again, we're going for a little bit more of a textured marinara in here. I'm going to go ahead and add back in our meat. So I can go ahead and add all those beautiful flavors back in. We did drain ours. Just get some of that fat back out. If you can take that for me, Milo. Absolutely. And we are going to go ahead and add in our spice mixture. So the basil, the oregano, a little bit of thyme, some red hot pepper flakes, and a good pinch of parsley there. Adds that freshness that we're looking for. We're going to add our canned tomato sauce. I usually just add a quarter of the can back in worth of water, but in this case, I did a quarter cup of water. So we're going to let this go. I'm going to bring it up to a boil, but then I'm going to put the top on it and reduce it to low and just totally let it simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then we'll just get our pasta ready. We'll show you how that serves up. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Hey guys, thank you so much for coming tonight. We want to thank you for joining us in our spaghetti night, and we hope that you guys had some fun and that you'll try making your own at-home marinara sauces.
Agreed. We definitely had a great time making it, and hopefully you will too. So please join us again for another episode. Next time, hopefully, sometime, we'll show you how to make fresh pasta too.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. I'm eating.